So I'm sitting here in bed, uh, waiting to. I'm gonna join Michelle in the shower. I'll probably post this video sometime in the morning after I get up. Uh, I waited a while to make this one because I got a lot to say on this subject. So a man by the name of Abrego Garcia, a man who's been in this country for 14 years. Uh, who in I believe it was in 2016. I mean, the courts, it was decided he could stay here. So my argument is, first of all, that he was here legally, but he got abducted and deported, by the Trump administration and their quite illegal deportation efforts that they're making these days. Shipped off to an El Salvadorian mega prison, and so now, mistakenly, which the Trump administration freely and openly admits that he was sent there mistakenly, and they have been ordered by the court to bring him back to the U.S. Hold on. Starbuck wants up here. They've been ordered to return him to the court, to the U.S., and they are openly defying that order. Of course, Donald Trump he says a lot of things. He said that if the court said they had to return him to the U.S., and they would. Well, Supreme Court, in a 9-0 ruling, said this man needs to be brought back here. So they're saying, oh well, now they're saying that the court didn't say we have to effectuate his return. They said we have to facilitate his return, which means we have to furnish a plane. So they had the I'm going to say ruler of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, come here and meet with Trump and some of his top people in the Oval Office, which, by the way, I want everyone to please take note of how well he was treated in the Oval Office as opposed to Vladimir Zelensky, how shitty he was treated while he was here. Of course, Nayib Bukele is a self-proclaimed dictator, the coolest dictator in the world, he calls himself, which that's right up MAGA's alley. They love a good dictator, especially if he's got style, right? So he says that it is beyond his control, that he cannot return this man. Uh, it's it, it's laughable because the entire time he was in the Oval Office, I couldn't help but notice not one request was made to him from anyone, Vice President Trump or any of his cabinet members. None of them ever made a request to this man to return Mr. Garcia to the United States. A man who was sent to El Salvador. It was a reporter who finally ended up asking the question, and I'll get back to that later. This man, Mr. Garcia, was denied any kind of due process, which a lot of these deportees were denied due process. He was not proven to be a member of MS-13, which clearly he is not. He has not been even charged with any kind of a crime, much less convicted of one. But they declared him a member of MS-13, denied him due process, and now sent him off to a foreign prison. Now back to this reporter asking if he making this request, I guess you could say, of this the world's coolest dictator. Donald Trump, I guess, took exception to this reporter asking that. It's, oh, you shouldn't answer that. Oh. And then he accused people in the media, oh, they want criminals here and blah, blah, blah. His same smart ass bullshit that he always does. It's never him who's in the wrong. It's always, the media or anybody who doesn't go along with his agenda or share his views or agree that he's just the greatest thing on the planet. I have a huge, huge, huge problem with this. because now he's also floating the idea that of sending American citizens off to this foreign prison in El Salvador. Oh, by the way, Mr. Bukele, his nation is, I don't know, it's like somewhere in $6 million American dollars they're getting to do this, which I'm sure, as all dictators do, President Bukele is profiting off of this, and a lot of this is going into his own pocket. Yeah, we want to send American citizens. First of all, it's illegal. I don't care if they've been charged with a crime, convicted of a crime. An American citizen is an American citizen, and you cannot deport, which is what this amounts to. You cannot deport American citizens. You just cannot. And plus, with the way that they're getting around due process in these deportations, there was this university student at Tufts University who all she did was write an op-ed calling for an end to the bloodshed in Palestine. Well, they say, oh, well, she's working on behalf of Hamas. She wasn't. She wrote an op-ed. The free speech advocates, the ones who love free speech, all of a sudden don't like free speech, and you get sent off to an El Salvadorian prison if they don't like what it is you had to say. And all they have to do is make the charge. All they have to do is make the claim. And someone who isn't a citizen, all we have to do is say that they were here illegally without any due process. There's no way to prove that they were here illegally or not. We just say they're here. I'm sorry. We just say they're here illegally, and so I have decreed it from on high, the God, Donald Trump. So that means that me making these videos and saying certain things I've said on social media and publicly, all they have to do, see, I've thought for a while, because they still have it in their head that Antifa is some sort of an organization, which it is not. It's not. Antifa is not a noun; it's an adjective, first of all. And if it means being anti-fascist, well, then I guess I am. You know, you're damn right I am. But, and I'm surprised they haven't done this already, because they've got many of their supporters convinced that Antifa is a organization as well. So eventually, by the end of this administration, if there ever is an end, if we're allowed to have elections anymore, before long, probably by the end of this year, I would say, they're going to move, and I'm surprised they haven't done it already, to have Antifa declared an international terrorist organization. So with me making these videos and other things I've said publicly, they'll just declare me to be a part of Antifa, and then without due process, I'll end up in an El Salvadorian prison. Michelle told me earlier today when she got home, she said, well, if you disappear, I'll know exactly what happened. We've seen footage of this student at Tufts University getting basically abducted off of the streets. If you haven't seen it, it'll turn your stomach if you have any decency about you. It'll turn your stomach, but I recommend you go look it up. These people have their faces covered. They are wearing nothing to signify who they are. They just go and abduct her off the streets and ship her off to El Salvador. He says he wants to send, domestic American citizens, criminals, to foreign prisons. Can we fucking start with him? The 34-time convicted felon, 34 times convicted of falsifying business records, fraud, the adjudicated rapist, a fucking rapist. Yeah, if anybody needs to be sent off to a foreign prison, if we're going to start doing that with American citizens, I say we start at the very top and work our way down. We could start at the White House and the sanctuary city that it's become, harboring the criminal that we're harboring there. And I don't want to hear about 77 million people elected him to office. I'm sorry, y'all weren't paying attention for the last decade. I'm not impressed with your judgment or intelligence at all. Y'all want to, y'all don't want due process for these people. But then when you did get due process in the case of Donald Trump, oh, these are just made up charges. Oh, it's political persecution. He's the victim in all this. He ain't no fucking victim. I'm just saying.